only. Viewer discretion advised. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe, like, and share. Hello everyone and welcome back to another live stream with me, Grizzly. This is Grizzly True Crime and we meet again. If you watched my video today, then we are here for the third time today. And for those of you who wonder if I ever sleep, well, I guess this is going to be evidence for you to make your case that I don't. Because for me, it's now 3:20 in the morning. Now, thank you to the Grizzly who sent me the article that actually had some audio linked. And when I clicked on it, I could first see the previews like 2 minutes of this audio interview, but when I went to SoundCloud, it's 43 minutes of a new interview of Stephan Sterns, and I'm like, what? So there I was, beady eyes in the night, okay, listening to it, and I'm like, we're going to have to listen to this together, okay? We're going to be here together now and listen to this 43-minute interview. I will only interrupt when I need to snark or make commentary based on what we know about the case. If you know nothing yet about Madeline Soto's case, I hope you'll check out the playlist that I've made for you. It's linked in the description box, and we've done deep dives, presentations, recaps, there's videos, there's map time, documents, all of it, okay? So we've looked at the interviews, all of that. So I hope you'll check it out. Thank you so much, CP. Oh my goodness, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. I think I'm going to buy a lot of coffee tomorrow with that. Thank you. Okay, so before I dive into this, because this is what I've made for you now, this is ready. So just hold on 1 second. Let me fetch this article so I can just give credit to the news agency. Okay. So it was posted by clickorlando.com. And I'm very grateful as well, because in doing some research for FOIA requests for some of these new Stephan Sterns documents and videos, I mean, damn, the amount that they're quoting to be able to purchase these audio interviews and videos and things, it's really a lot. So I think it was around $1,600 or something, and I'm like, damn. But anyway, so I'm very grateful we could listen to this interview right now. Joe Jackalone, thank you so much for being here. Welcome. If you guys haven't checked out Joe Jackalone's channel, a former NYPD sergeant, which is why we call him the Sarge, and we love his quizzes. Go check it out. All right. So they say abnormal security video, Google Drive led to Stephan Sterns' arrest in Madeline Soto case, documents show. Now, this case, of course, does come with a trigger warning. What this man, I don't even know what to call him, what this creature did is horrifying. I have actually shown you so that you could pause and read some of the the charging documents, the probable cause affidavit. Oh my goodness, it's terrible. So here they say, Kissimmee, Florida, newly released discovery documents give insight into how law enforcement officers came to arrest Stephan Sterns as part of the investigation into the disappearance and death of 13-year-old Madeline Soto in February. The state's attorney's office on Thursday released several redacted reports as well as new audio from an interview that detectives conducted with Sterns on February 27th. That's what we're going to listen to, okay? The day that Orange County Sheriff's detectives began the investigation. Look at him. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Rainy May. So, Rebecca Gomez, you're like, any mother who allowed a man to sleep in the bed with her daughter should be held accountable. Well, we're going to hear some of that. I mean, here he says Sterns is charged with first-degree murder in Soto's death, while the documents released do not give insight into why Sterns was charged in Soto's death. It does show why Sterns was arrested on charges of S.B. and C.SAM, not the P word. C.SAM, child sexual abuse materials. Anyway, sometimes they get it right. According to a case supplemental report, a detective interviewed Sterns at the residence that he shared with Soto and Soto's mother. Corresponding audio from the interview shows Sterns was asked exactly where he dropped Soto off and where he went afterward. Over the course of the conversation, detectives questioned some details, which appears to lead Sterns to changing his story. You can listen to the interview below. So it's right here. I'll link this for you as well. in the description box afterwards, right? I actually think I already linked it. If I didn't, I'll link it afterwards. After the interview, the detective checked out video from the complex's security gate. The report says that the detective saw Sterns' vehicle leaving with a female wearing a green sweater in the front passenger seat. Let me just take this advert off here. My goodness. Okay. So then they say the female was slumped over to her left, which is an abnormal way for a person to be seated in a vehicle. Remember they said that they believed that she was already deceased? Well, they're giving us a few more clues here. A few more clues of saying that she was slumped over to her left, which is an abnormal way for a person to be seated in a vehicle. That led detectives to secure the home so that they could get a search warrant, the report states. While that search warrant was executed, detectives also executed a search warrant on Sterns' phone. Sterns had told detectives that he had accidentally done a factory reset. How do you do that, sir? Just accidentally did a factory reset on the device, but detectives did find images saved to a Google Drive. Once they got access to the drive, the report says that they found over 1,700, I can't even, oh my word, it really makes me sick, 1,700 photo and video files depicting graphic images of a naked child, and also of the child. Now, when they say performing sex acts, okay, could they reword that as well? Being abused. The report said the Google Drive had files going back to at least 2019. The report also details an interview with a redacted witness who talked to detectives about the relationship between Sterns, Soto, and Soto's mother. Oh, okay. I'd love to hear that interview. And so they say where detectives showed this witness one of the pictures from Google Drive, and the witness became visibly upset. I mean, who wouldn't? We can't even see the pictures, and I think we are visibly upset. It's just, oh, it's so horrifying. Debbie Griffith, thank you so much. She said, I'm so happy I made your live this time. Yes, 3:30 for me. Let's go. Suzanne Marie, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Phoebe says, whatever you can factory reset all you want. They still found your dirt. Yes, wildfire 1,700. Oh my goodness. So they say detectives then interviewed Sterns at the sheriff's office on February 28th and asked about his relationship with Soto's mother, as well as, now please, trigger warning. Okay, this is just, it's very upsetting. They say, as well as the sleeping arrangements at home. The report says that Sterns told detectives that he typically shared a bed with Soto's mother and Soto. And someone, name is redacted, always needed human contact when going to sleep. So we could fill in the blanks there. I'm sure he's talking about Madeline Soto there. Someone always needed human contact when going to sleep. As the detectives segued to the images on the Google Drive, the report says that Sterns agreed to have his phone searched and admitted to having a Google Drive. See, he thought he was one step ahead of them. When detectives asked Sterns about the nature of the photos that he saved, Sterns requested an attorney, according to the report, and then he was arrested. Soto's body was found in a wooded area off Hickory Tree Road in Osceola County on March 1st. A grand jury returned a first-degree murder indictment against him on April 24th, and the mofo has not been... It's been crickets for freaking Stephan Sterns. He doesn't show up to court. He's too scared, okay? So just a very quick map time so that when you... Maybe I'll have to bring this up again. Maybe not. We'll see. But when we listen to the audio that I'm going to play now, then... we can maybe visualize where they're talking about driving. Okay, so let's just zoom out quickly to orientate ourselves. So Venetian Bay Villages condominiums is where Madeline Soto stayed with her mom, and it seems like sometimes Stephan came over, even though they were on again, off again. I don't know. We'll hear his little story in a moment. But from there, he supposedly was taking her to this Hunters Creek Middle School. Let's just type this in. Hunters Creek Middle School. So actually it would be one down. There we go. Okay. So from there, he would be driving north on this West Carroll Street and then Dyer Boulevard. Here's Esporta Fitness and then John Young Parkway. Okay. Still going north. Now where's this McDonald's? I saw it earlier. Here's a McDonald's. I think this is the one that Stephan Sterns refers to a lot. We'll hear it now. Okay, he's just talking about McDonald's and buying Madeline like pastries, and he's making up a whole story, which we already know now in hindsight that Madeline was already deceased. And this day, he was busy hiding her body. Okay, so Kirsten says, when will he be forced? He can't be forced. That's the problem. I hate that. But he's got his rights, you know. Oh, my word. Raina, welcome. Lorraine says, what time is it there? 6:30 p.m. for you. For me, it's 3:30 in the morning. So, yes. Okay, so the going here. So the McDonald's, I think, is this one that he's referring to. And he talks about making a U-E, you know, a U-turn. Trying to sound so casual, you know, with the detectives. Here's Town Center Boulevard and Town Loop Boulevard. And he says he dropped Madeline Soto off here, Maddie, and made a U-turn and went back because he thought about going back to the McDonald's. All a lot of crap based on everything we know. I'm sure he went there and made a U-turn, but his little stories don't add up. Anyway, and here's the school, you know, so he says he dropped Madeline off there, and of course he victim blames, and so says she would have walked to school like that. Meanwhile, that day, what he actually did was go all the way there, all the way close to this alligator lake, and hid her body behind some bushes. It's just, oh my goodness, horrible to think of. So, finally, now we can bring up what I have for you, which is, oh yeah, like, where is it? It's here. Okay, no, we don't want to zoom into him like that. Sorry. Hold on, let's resize it first. And let's listen. And again, I'll only interrupt when I really have something to add, something to say, you know, about what we're hearing. Sorry that we have to look at them the whole time, but we are visual learners and we want to see who's talking. So we've got Madeline Soto on the left, Stephan Sterns on the right. Okay? So, quickly, before I start, thank you to all the Grizzlies who sent me coffees. Oh, you see? You're keeping me going today. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. My goodness. Thank you to all the mods who are here right now. I really appreciate that as well. And to everyone who's here. Thank you. Please like and share so that others can also learn this information. As soon as more documents, more things come out, of course, we will go over that as well. Okay, here we go. Wait, put the sound on for you.
Today's date is February 27, 2024. The time is 1916.
Back to zero.
Case number 24-11313. Today's date is February 27, 2024. The time is 1916 hours. We're in Kissimmee speaking with Stephan Sterns. Okay, so I know that you already spoke to the other detective, right, about everything that kind of happened today. If you can just kind of go over it with us one more time. The timeline from, like, when you guys woke up and took her to school and all that.
So we woke up early. The plan was that we were going to get McDonald's breakfast on the way, so we made amazingly good time.
Prepare to feel all yuck when you hear him. He's like, okay, let me tell you my story, you know? It always reminds me of Trezell and Jacqueline West when they were like, okay, here we go with a story. Remember that? The Cal City Boys case? Orrin and Orson West, known in social media. Sincere and classic. So, he's also like, okay, so we got up real nice and early. Wow, thank you, sarcasm for fun. Here we go.
I don't mean to interrupt you, okay? Neither of us were here yesterday, so if you can be kind of like specific about like times and stuff like that, okay?
Woke up around 7:15, somewhere around there, which is an early start for us, but we had talked about getting McDonald's breakfast beforehand, so we wanted to make good time. We did make good time. We got out the door maybe 7:30ish, 7:45ish, maybe. Got over to that area. She was asleep in the car most of the time, just snoozing until we got there. We got to McDonald's. We're close to McDonald's. I said,
Sorry, just snoozing. She was deceased. Just snoozing.
Go on it. Wasn't interested in the McDonald's anymore, so we continued on. And she wanted to be dropped off a little down the ways from the school. She's got this phase that she's been into lately where she's very particular about what car she's seen getting out of in front of the school. She prefers her mom's car, but my cars are, I guess, kind of hoopties.
Nah, it's you. It's you, bro. She doesn't want to be seen with you, okay?
I get it. It's an image thing. But that was sometime probably between 8:20 and 8:40ish. Somewhere in there. It was along this stretch of the road that on the right side that has all the communities on it. Before you get to the overpass. You could see the overpass from where it was. So it was on that side, on that stretch of road, and that's where I dropped her off. She said she was going to go wait for her friends. She was going to find them and hang out and wait for her friends. And I asked if that was going to be okay. She said, yeah, it's fine. Kids get dropped off early enough as it is. So it's not totally unusual for that to happen. It's just not usually that early that I drop her off. I do school runs every once in a while for her.
Every once in a while, he says he does school runs. Later, he says, he's only done this about 5 times ever, taking her to school. But now he's like, every now and then I do school runs and I don't usually drop her off this early. Yeah, because your timeline makes no sense. School started at 9-ish. And he was already dropping off at like 7:45 or 8.
I said, okay. Let her out. Have a good day. Love you. Thanks. Love you too. And I turned around and was driving away and was watching her in my rearview mirror to make sure that she was going where she was supposed to go. And she was moving in that direction, but she was rummaging around in her backpack or something. What I assumed was probably headphones or something like that, but I find out later that she forgot her phone here, so she may have been rummaging for her phone. But she was still kind of making her way towards that direction, so it looked okay. It looked like any other day. And I just continued on.
Okay. When you said you dropped her off, like, in the area, kind of like where exactly did you drop her off?
So if you pull down the street going towards the school, you've got that whole strip of communities on the right side there. It was in that stretch of sidewalk there. We pulled in and maybe about halfway up the street or so, and she was like, right here's good.
Was it like in one of the apartment complexes, the church?
Not in, it was outside one of the apartment. It was just on the sidewalk on the side of the road there. Just like a tuck and roll,
Okay, so like if I were to be on the...
They literally just say like a tuck and roll. What is he even talking about? By the way, how's the sound? Is it good? We could try to make it just a little bit louder. There you go. Tuck and roll. What the hell is he saying? Listen, we went 15 seconds back. Here we go.
Complexes, the church?
Not in, it was outside one of the apartment. It was just on the sidewalk on the side of the road there. Just like a tuck and roll,
Okay, so like if I were to be on the road, where...
With the maps.
Like what do you remember seeing that you dropped her off at?
I remember the overpass is up ahead. The sidewalk was on the right, row of trees. There's, I think, a median in the middle. And then there was another community maybe across from that before you get to the church. So it was like before the church.
So Town Loop Boulevard's that street that connects to the school.
Yeah.
Is that the street that you...
Is this, which one?
So that's Town Loop Boulevard, right?
Town
That's the
Loop,
one
yes.
that...
And where's the school located here?
The school's right here.
School's right there. Okay, so the school would be on the left in this case. Here's the overpass
you
I was
guys came from
talking
this side?
about. Yeah, we
Okay.
came from Town Loop, I think, which is Town Center. Yeah, so we made a right here and then pulled somewhere about.
So you came from Town Center and turned onto Town Loop.
Yeah, where's the church? Is this the church here?
Doesn't even know his way around, right? You remember the map now? That's why I showed you the map before, so you can visualize Town Loop Boulevard, the McDonald's, the church. He's like, where is it now? They're trying to show him. Okay. Wow.
There was
would assume
that's the
yeah.
church.
Okay, so we weren't up to the church yet. So we were pulled onto here, and then we pulled maybe about halfway up here, and I dropped her off somewhere in this area here.
And she walked from...
Okay, if you guys, I see some of you asking what date. It's literally right there. You look up there. My finger can't even go all the way up there. There we go. February 27th of 2024 is when this interview took place.
From there to the school?
Yeah.
It's a pretty long way.
It's maybe a block or so, but it's not out of the ordinary for her. She likes to do that sometimes. She likes the cold weather. She was wearing her hoodie. She likes the cold walks.
So you dropped her off near Lilac? Does that sound right?
Just to clarify, so this was on February 27th of 2024, which was a Tuesday. It's the same day that those interviews were published. Remember the interviews that we watched? That screenshot is from that interview of Stephan Sterns. And Madeline was last seen on Monday morning, the 26th. She had her birthday party on the Sunday, the 25th, and her birthday was actually on the Thursday, the 20th. Okay? So I know I went backwards there. Thursday the 20th was her birthday. She had just turned 13, and then Sunday, the 25th, she went to her grandmother's house for her birthday party, which I'm sure you guys have seen. You've seen the clip, right? From her birthday party, or no? I hope so. Let me just quickly see if I can find something for you. Let me play this while I do that. Okay, wait. I'm doing too many things at once. Stand by, everyone. Okay, wait. I'll find it just now for you. Let's just quickly do this. I'm messing with my computer now. Okay, here we go. Let's continue.
Yeah, it wasn't at a cross street. It was just a bit of the sidewalk there.
So did you merge into the sidewalk, or did you stop in the middle of the street, or?
I just pulled over to the sidewalk there. Let her hop out.
How often do you drop her off?
This might be the 5th or 6th time I've ever done it.
Okay. And when you drop her off, where do you normally drop her off at?
Normally down the street from the school. She requests that a lot.
Like the same area or somewhere else?
Especially if it's sometimes in the church parking lot, sometimes just wherever she tells us to let her out. As long as it's close, you know.
So it was halfway between.
This guy's lying so much. Okay, here's this clip. Shame. And this was from her birthday party at her grandmother's house. So the last day alive on Earth, 13th birthday party? Like what? Okay, look at this quickly.
Yeah. You can talk. Okay.
Shame. Okay, let's continue with this.
Between Town Loop and Town Center and the church?
Yeah, it's just in this stretch right here. Like we got about maybe halfway up and it was there.
The McDonald's that you guys were going to stop at, did you pull into the plaza at any point?
No, she 86'd the idea before we even got there.
What do you mean by 86?
Poo-pooed the idea, didn't want it anymore.
Okay.
Can someone educate me what 86 the idea means? Where does he get that from? Joe Jackalone says, one, ask the questions, and when you're done, the other asks the questions. Terrible technique. Oh dear.
Wasn't in the mood anymore.
At any point while you were driving to the school, did you make a U-turn?
Yeah, I tried to sell her on McDonald's one more time because I was still kind of hungry, but at that point she was also just wanting to get to school.
Okay,
so
where...
we turned right back around.
Where did you make that U-turn at?
Actually, the school not the school parking lot, the church parking lot. I pulled into that, turned around and pulled back out. Did a U-turn there and went back to the McDonald's, and she still wasn't having it, and that's when we came back. See, the McDonald's is on the same town loop or town center. It connects to the same road that the
school's on.
Yeah, so it's like a straight shot.
So you guys came from, just so I can kind of get a good visualization, Town Center, and where did you come from, Town Center?
Town Center, so where's the McDonald's? I'm so bad at reading these, I'm sorry. So we
this
came...
is all Town Center.
So we came across...
Interesting. You guys say it's a restaurant term. Okay, very interesting. CSI, crowdsourced illumination, says 86 is a restaurant term. If you 86 the tomato, I would say tomato, because I'm from South Africa. That means no tomato. Okay, interesting.
Us on Town Loop, I believe. Is that the school is that the road that the school is on?
No, this is Town Center. So
Okay.
you said you were on Town Center, and then you made a right on Town Loop, which is the one that takes you to the school.
Yes, correct.
Right?
I think you passed it.
But what I'm saying is before Town Loop, for Town Center, what street did you take?
I'm so sorry. I'm bad with the streets around here.
How do you usually get to the school?
I just take John Young and then wait till I see the McDonald's and make a left there and then follow that around, and that goes straight into the road that the school is on. I just use the landmarks, and I don't memorize the street names.
Is that JYP?
Very interesting. Kat Maxi says the term is believed to have originated in the 1920s or 1930s, but its etymology is unknown. 86 has also been used more generally to mean getting rid of someone or something, which is interesting if we had to listen to this. This will be my second time listening to this interview. But if you listen a few times, I'm sure he's got a lot of tells in this interview, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, so this is JYP.
I mean, at the McDonald's you turn right?
And then you said you made a left at the McDonald's? So that's Jongyang Parkway, you're going north on Jongyang?
McDonald's, and then go around, and then that shoots straight into the road that she's on.
Okay. Because that's...
I believe that's the correct road.
Yeah, well, that's the fastest way to get there. But you told me you came from Town Center and Town Loop.
I'm sorry, I don't know the street names.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
So,
I'm doing my best.
That's okay. So now that we know that you came from Jongyang Parkway and you made a left on Town Loop, so you passed the McDonald's.
Yeah, that was when she said no to McDonald's the first time.
Okay. So you guys keep on going on Town Loop.
Yeah. But at that point, we still had a lot of time to kill. Very early.
So what did you guys do?
You see what I mean? These Freudian slips of his. He's like, at that time, we had a lot of time to kill. I mean, given the context of everything, it's really scary what he's saying. I mean, he's charged with first-degree murder. You know what I mean? Like, oh my word. Carla, you were asking me, when did they start dating again? It's on my presentation from, I think the last live stream we did on this. I can't remember right now. If I find it, I will let you know.
Drove towards the school, made a U-turn, came back, tried to do the McDonald's thing again. She didn't want it.
So where did you do the U-turn at?
It probably was right by the church because it was still way too early for school. So it was on that stretch of road. I mean, they had the meeting there and the separation, so that left turn where the church is, you could make a U-turn there.
And then after you dropped her off, what did you do?
Stayed, talked to her for a minute, made sure, is it all right that you're going early? Because it was still early. She said, yeah, it's fine. I'm going to hang out and wait for my friends to get there, which she does sometimes, so it didn't sound, outrageous or anything. That was it. Told her to have a good day. I loved her. She told me she loved me too. I turned around to leave, and I was watching her in my rearview mirror, and she looked like she was walking in the right direction. She was rummaging in her bag a little bit, like I said, but still sort of just shambling in the right direction while she was doing it. So it looked normal.
I'm just putting a little presentation up while we listen, okay, and then I'll go back to the other slide as well.
It looked okay.
Okay, and then what did you do after you left the area?
I left to go to the local vape shop because I needed some more vape juice. They weren't quite open yet, so I ended up going back home. Waited about an hour or so and then went back and checked the vape shop again. It was open, so I got what I needed there and came back.
Do you remember what time you came home?
The first time was probably right around 10, close to it. And then I waited here and went back to the vape shop. Probably finished at the vape shop and came back home again a little after 11.
Okay. You said the first time that you hung out with a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Was here when you got here at
Yes.
10? Okay.
I think so. She might have been at her blood appointment. Let me double check. I know she had a blood appointment at some point during the day.
It's okay. We don't have to ask her right now.
Sorry, everything's a blur.
So she might have been here. She might have not have been here
I
the first time.
believe she was here because she was sleeping in as much as she possibly could because she's been messed up with a new work schedule. So she had to be here because she didn't want to sleep in.
Okay.
I'll double check, but yeah, I believe she was here.
And then what time did you say you left again to the smoke shop?
Maybe after an hour.
A new work schedule. We're learning a few little things that he's saying. I mean, most of it's probably lies, but you know what I mean? We're listening.
hour or so, maybe 11 or so.
Okay. And then what time did you get to the smoke shop?
It's maybe 10 minutes away, so not long after that. I stopped in and got some juice. And
What's the name of the smoke shop?
Eastman Broadway.
Okay.
Damn. It's the airport right there. The way he's like, got my juice. The way he says juice is like, come on, dude. You know, we can get snarky at criminals, okay? This guy is just, he gives me the absolute creeps, and for good reason, of course. We know too much now already, and we're probably barely scratching the surface of what really went on here.
Just over off of John Young. It's not far from the school.
And then after the smoke shop, what did you do?
Came home again.
Okay, for how long?
At least until maybe 12:30. 12:45ish, something like that.
And then what'd you do after that?
I had a couple errands to run over on 192. She was talking about making a BJ shopping list. She just wanted to make sure I was back in time for us to both go pick up. So I was visiting some card shops around the area on 192. I'm kind of a nerd, so we had a new trading card game release. And
He says he's kind of a nerd. BB Glows says, do we think that she was sleeping because he drugged Jen? I mean, it's always a possibility. You never know. Let me know if you want to see the maps again, because we can always bring that up.
seeing what the situation was with it.
Do you remember what places you visited?
Yeah, Coliseum of Comics. Stopped by a couple Targets, and I was going to go to House Rules Games down by Oak and 192. But I didn't make it that far. I got a flat tire on the way.
Do you remember where you got your flat tire?
It was on 192. I pulled into one of those plazas somewhere. It's been about 10 years since I switched out a tire, though, so I made a lot of rookie mistakes and ended up pinning my thumb between the frame and the jack. Yeah, I'm lucky it's not a lot worse than it could have been.
Oh, he had a boo-boo. But also, like, what is he even saying? Let me just quickly, I just want to fetch this map quickly. Hold on 1 second. So that I can put in some of these points and see if it makes any sense while we listen.
Do you remember the name of the plaza by any chance? Do you remember like what stores were in this plaza?
It was like right before you got to Oak, though, so it was one of those little strips.
Okay. And then
but I did not make it back in time because of that. I thankfully had the spare. I put that on and tried to get back in time, but caught every red light on the way. And she ended up leaving to pick up Maddie without me. I was about 10 minutes late on that. So I called her and let her know what happened. I apologized profusely because I had promised I'd be there with her to go pick her up. Just sat and waited. After that, she had already gone to get her, so I just sat and waited and hung out, straightened up the house a little bit. And that was it. Then we got the call.
What do you mean you got the call?
Got the call from her that had not come out. So we started getting worried. Started making the calls to her family. Be on the lookout. She might be walking to you. Just when everything sort of started going downhill.
He's like, that's when things started going downhill. Think long before that. Kelly Nurse Lori said he's lying on where he got the flat. Yeah, I'm trying to find this 192 over here. Oh, there. Oh, I see it. Okay, wait. Bring up the map. Let's have a quick look here. So he's claiming he was somewhere here around the 192. It crosses from here and here. Oh, we did go that way, actually. Let's see, can we drag this thing to here? Yep, that's probably what he did. So he actually mentions the 192. Okay, this is the 192. He mentions it and talks about getting a flat. He got a flat somewhere along this old hickory tree road. Actually, that's what they said. Somewhere around there, right? But yeah, this one is Hickory Tree Road. He got a flat somewhere close to where Maddie's body was found, and somebody had emailed me and said that their husband had actually driven past him because they remember the car and thinking, that's weird. Like, is this guy pretending to change his tire or what? So he's sort of, Stephan Sterns here is sort of name dropping streets, saying a little bit of half truths, but really not, right? Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're 15 minutes in and it's a 43-minute interview.
Was it?
Did you check on the map the southbound? The Greenville? I'm not sure where Greenville is. I noticed, I'm sorry, that she forgot her phone, right? Is it normal for her to not have her phone?
Unfortunately, she's severely ADHD, as am I and her mother. So it is not uncommon at all, and in fact, very, very usual thing for her to forget things.
It's very interesting how now he's saying that they all have ADHD, where Jen Soto didn't say that. She was basically saying that Maddie, has got ADD, and then she might be on the autism spectrum, and she was just, the mom, Jen Soto, was saying all of that. But Stephan's like, oh no, we all have it, which psychologically is very creepy because it seems like Stephan thinks it's, the three of them in a bed, if you know what I mean. Just like, ooh, it's the three of us, we're very close, we're all the same. It's like it feels like he sees them as an extension of himself. That's the vibe I'm getting. Let me know what you think.
Forget her head if it wasn't screwed on. And we're forgetful about, writing her about that in the morning. We'll remind her, and then it will leave our mind, and she'll say, okay, and then it will leave.
I'm just going to go back. Sorry for interrupting there, because he says she would forget her head if it weren't screwed on. Can you believe the things that he's saying the next day? After allegedly murdering her, after years of sexually abusing her. This guy's like, well, she would forget her head if it wasn't screwed on. Like, I mean, he's already said she wants to be dropped off and not seen with his car because, it's an image thing. Oh, so now you're making like, she's shallow. I mean, some teens might be like, okay, I don't want to be seen with your creepy car, whatever. But so that could be normal. But the way that he talks about her is so degrading. We see this so often in true crime where they just have to, beyond the victim's death, victim blame. We're getting it here again. So I'm going to go now about 20 seconds back just so that you can hear that. How he said it.
I noticed, I'm sorry, that she forgot her phone, right? Is it normal for her to not have her phone?
Unfortunately, she's severely ADHD, as am I and her mother. So it is not uncommon at all, and in fact, very, very usual thing for her to forget things. She'd forget her head if it wasn't screwed on. And we're forgetful about, writing her about that in the morning. We'll remind her, and then it will leave our mind, and she'll say, okay, and then it will leave her mind.
And is she on medication for this stuff?
Normally, yes. She's been staying with her grandparents a lot this week while her mom was working. So she has not been getting her meds a whole lot.
Okay.
So she was really spacey.
Where's mom working at? What changed in her hours that she needs all this sleep?
She's training, so it's not a set schedule yet.
Okay.
It's just early this day, late closing training this day.
So different hours. Yeah, no, that takes a toll.
I wonder what type of training Jen Soto was doing. We know that she worked for Disney, right? She was a travel planner, and they actually said, I don't know who they are actually. It was out there reported that she worked from home most of the time, especially after the pandemic. So I know a lot of people worked from home during the pandemic, but afterwards she apparently worked from home quite a bit. So he's like, she was training, not really there, and she spent a lot of time with her grandmother. Okay, for that week is what he says, which is interesting because Jen Soto says something a little bit different of they celebrated her birthday on the Thursday, right? Which was the 22nd. And she just turned 13. So, it's interesting what he's saying there. David, thank you so much. You said, this case sickens me. Thank you for always treating the victims with respect and dignity. Thank you so much. Okay, let's keep listening. Here we go.
So I came up here. She needed help. I split my time between the two places. needed a visit. We all needed to be a little happier together. So.
This is a great one. JLP. This is talented.
And where's the McDonald's?
Right.
So that doesn't.
But weird how he says he had to split his time between two different places. Don't know exactly which two different places he's referring to in that moment. But he was living between his mommy's house and Jen's house. Like, he didn't. From what we know, he previously worked at Disney a bit, but it seemed like he was just leeching off either his mother or Jen Soto. And abusing Madeline a lot. Okay? Weihnachtsliebe said, is it 4 a.m. for you? Yes, indeed it is. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it.
Right? Because the school's up here?
Am I messing up the streets again?
Yeah, town loop. This one's town center, but town loop.
We're just trying to figure out your direction of travel, right?
I'm so sorry. I'm so bad with that area over there, Hunters Creek.
You said you made a U-turn at the church to go see if she wanted McDonald's again, correct?
Yes.
Did you go anywhere else? Because I know you said you had time to kill.
Yeah.
Did you guys go anywhere else?
No, we didn't go anywhere else.
Is there a reason why you would be back on John Young Parkway?
When we tried to go back to McDonald's a second time, we would have made a left over there instead and just looped around again.
What do you mean?
Just made a circle.
Made a circle house. Can you show me on the map?
So
this
going,
is the
going
McDonald's
back down
right here,
to the
right?
McDonald's.
That's the McDonald's right there.
Correct. So going back down and then just straight shot back down.
You
again.
would come down this way?
I can't read the map. I'm so sorry.
Yep, I'll go.
Do you guys remember when we watched the Burgos Avilés trial together? Then they also, the detectives there asked, well, can you just show us like where you walked and where you drove that day, what you did? That's when they really get stuck, right? And Stephan Sterns, sounding like he's getting stuck. He's like, oh crap, they want like details of exactly where I drove, where I went. His story is starting to not add up.
Where's the McDonald's?
The McDonald's is right here. This is town loop. So this is Jongyong Parkway. You guys are coming up
this is
Jongyong.
McDonald's.
Yep.
And the school's on this corner.
Correct. Somewhere over here. So we come back out here, there, and then we can take a straight shot back down to the school again there. They connect. Town Loop and Town Center connect.
Right.
So it's...
So where did you make the U-turn?
The U-turn was on the street when we were going to go back to McDonald's. And then we drove down to McDonald's here.
Right, so just so I don't get confused. You're going up Jongyong Parkway, right? You're going northbound.
Originally, yes.
Right. You make a left at the McDonald's.
Here, go towards the school.
Okay. How far did you get before you made the U-turn? So
We got... Is this the school right here?
Yep, that's town loop.
So we got up to here and then made a U-turn over here. Past the median.
Okay. So
And back to McDonald's.
on Lincoln Town Loop.
Still time to kill. She still didn't want the McDonald's, but I did give her a raspberry and cheese Danish.
So did you go through the...
He literally says it again. He says still time to kill. And that he gave her a raspberry Danish. Did he say raspberry and cheese Danish? What? I mean, what a lie. All of it's a lie at this point.
Is this the school right here?
Yep, that's town loop.
So we got up to here and then made a U-turn over here. Past the median.
Okay. So
And back to McDonald's.
on Lincoln Town Loop.
Still time to kill. She still didn't want the McDonald's, but I did give her a raspberry and cheese Danish.
So did you go through the drive-thru? Did you go
No.
inside?
No, didn't go inside.
Where did you get the Danish from?
Oh, the Entenmann's that I brought from home. I gave her a couple of those to put in the car.
Okay.
So she wasn't without food totally. So we just continued past it again and turned around and said, screw it, just drop you off early.
Okay, so you came back around to the McDonald's.
And then right onto the school road from there.
What's Is that back on John Young Parkway?
Yeah,
or?
back on the John Young Parkway. It comes down here, and then here's Town Center again.
So then you took Town Center
yes.
the second time around?
Yes, and then made a right down to the school.
Do you remember what time you dropped her off?
I estimated it to be sometime between 8:20, 8:40.
Are you on your phone? Do you have Google Maps?
I do, but I wasn't mapsing it.
When you're giving her
He just said, I wasn't mapsing it. Okay.
rides, does she sit in the front or the back?
She sits in the front. She likes to sit in the front.
Do you mind if I look at your maps real quick?
Yeah, that's fine.
And just to confirm, also, you said, so the second time around, you said you went up John Young Parkway, you went through Town Center this time, made a right on Town Loop, and then you said you dropped
it
her
was
off
right here in this stretch here. Yeah.
around this area. Okay. Which was before the underpass.
Correct. Before the underpass, just before the church. The church was ahead on the left. The underpass was just beyond that. The school was just on the other side of the underpass. So maybe
on the left-hand side.
Maybe a block away.
Okay. And you said that that's typical of her to walk that distance?
Yeah, she likes the morning walks when it's cool. She doesn't like being seen getting out of certain cars. Being a middle schooler, it's an image thing. And she will sometimes like to hang out and wait for her friends. She's known to do that.
Okay.
Do you mind if I just take a picture of your history?
Yeah, that's fine.
And that time.
If I'm not mistaken, at this point, they didn't have, everything from his phone yet because he was arrested the next day. This interview was on February 27th of 2024. So I don't think they had it yet, but like he repeats things that every now and then I'm like, wait, did we go back to the beginning? He's saying the same things, all the same comments round and round because now that's when it's starting to scramble a little bit. But he talked about taking tranquilizers. We'll hear it later. To remain like really calm the whole afternoon and, things going downhill. So I wonder how many tranquilizers he took before those interviews. Still didn't work out though. You're still cracking his knuckles behind Jen Soto there and still looking like one would expect a liar to look, right? Based on these true crime cases and the context of it all. Giovanna, thank you so much.
Time would have been, you said around
8:20-ish, 8:30, sometime between 8:20 and 8:40.
What time does she go into class?
She has to be there no later than 9:15. Doors open at 8. Doors open at 9, I think. And then school officially starts around 9:20 or 9:28, I think.
So what are you dropping her off at 7:45 or 8 for? He's like, doors open at 8. Actually, 9. Actually, school starts at like 9:20. He has no idea. And he says, I think. He has no idea how her school routine works.
Okay. And when you dropped her off, is that earlier than typical, later than typical, around the same time?
Earlier than typical.
Really?
We had made really good time that morning, and with the subtraction of McDonald's, we had more time than usual.
Okay.
And she said it was okay. She was very confident and convincing that it would be fine.
Very confident, very convincing that'll be fine. I think he's telling himself that right now. Don't worry. It's very confident, very convincing. No, I don't think anyone's convinced. Kaylee says, airport runway is a weird place for an interview, right?
And you saw what direction she walked to after you dropped her off?
Yeah, it looked like she was moving towards the direction of the school like she was supposed to.
Was she still on the right side of the road, or did she cross over?
She was when I left her, yeah. She was still on the right side.
What kind of phone is this?
S23 Ultra, I think.
I don't know how to work this thing.
So I barely know how to work it myself.
I'm an iPhone person.
No.
Is it okay if I go in your settings real quick? I just want to see.
The way he's like, oh my word. But he's like, yeah, I barely know how to work it myself. Don't lie. There's 1,700 images and videos on there. A combination of, Oh, you know how to work that phone in the worst ways possible.
If you're logged on to your Google.
I am not logged on to my Google with that, actually.
Is it okay if I check?
Yeah.
Does she have any other devices besides that phone? Any other electronics?
She had her school laptop with her.
Is that still supposed to be with her?
Still supposed to be with her, yes.
Still supposed to be with her, he says. That laptop is what he threw in the dumpster, which the cameras right there by the dumpster caught him doing. Threw Maddie's backpack and laptop away. And I was like, yep, still supposed to be with her. Well, that's true. It's still supposed to.
And what kind of book bag was she carrying?
Black book bag with like grayish blue hibiscus flowers on it, like a print.
When she leaves in the mornings, where does she usually put her phone?
Either in her backpack or like her back pocket, kind of wherever she just thinks to put it at the time.
Hold on, I don't know how to use this phone. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
Joe Jackalone, sorry, just bringing just a little bit of humor to a very dark situation. Don't have to prove that he wasn't in custody during the questions. Right?
I don't know, you've probably been asked already, but she's never ran away or been away for longer than a certain period of time, amount of time? Nothing like that?
No, she's very dependent on us. I don't think she'd know what to do if she did run away. She's not the type. She's a good kid.
Besides the ADHD, is she diagnosed with anything else?
Yeah, she was tested a while back and had some symptoms of autism, so she's potentially on the spectrum there.
Okay.
She was officially diagnosed with it when she was younger, and she was retested and said, well, she shows symptoms of being on the spectrum, but maybe not full-on autistic.
Is this what you use to go places?
Yes. Go places, search addresses, look at store hours.
Stand by. Just hold literally the phone. He's rattling off all the things that he does with his phone. Just listen to all this crap that he says here. Wait. 20. Let's just go back a few seconds. There.
Go places, search addresses, look at store hours, write reviews. It's a pretty new phone though.
Les Gons, you're talking about Adderall and a potential addiction situation. I think that Stephan Sterns' friends had said that he was addicted to Adderall. So, yeah.
Have we had any updates?
We literally have like 50 people right now on scene looking. I don't know if there's any updates. The best person would be the other detective because he's the one that is in charge of all this.
I don't think I've eaten anything since yesterday.
the poor baby. He's like, I don't think I've eaten anything since yesterday. Why does he talk like that? Why does he think he's the victim at all? It's just like, I don't think I've eaten. Oh, shut up, dude. Stephanie R said, had he already factory reset at this time? Yes, I believe he factory reset on the same day that Madeline went missing, which means the day that he dumped her body. So February 26th, the day before.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys are worried.
When did you come back to help hurting?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Like, because you live down south, right? Mm-hmm. When did you come back up north to help her?
I just got here this weekend.
Do you remember what day it was?
Sunday. Sunday was her birthday party, so yeah, it was the evening after her birthday party. Sunday.
Okay.
And in the last episode, the last live stream that we had, we were speculating about that time, the timeline narrowing. Did he pick her up from her grandmother's house? Or why did he come over? And then he was on Telegram late and all sorts of things, doing who knows what. We don't even want to know. So, interesting. He's like, oh, Sunday night. Okay.
Do you remember what time you got here on Sunday?
8:30ish, maybe.
Okay.
Just in time to make sure that she was doing all her nighttime routines. I'm waiting for her mom to get home.
That right there is disturbing, given the context of the crimes that he's committed, right? From what we already know with the charges, what they found on his phone, all of that. So when he's like, helping her do her nighttime routine, waiting for her mom to come home, him alone with her, shame. Nighttime routine sounds pretty scary.
You live in North Pole, right?
Yeah, I split my time between the two.
Is that
places.
on Snug Street?
Snug Street,
Okay,
yeah.
that makes sense. You have a lot of Snug Street on here.
Yeah, I split my time between the two.
There, I heard it loud and clear. Oh, that's what you're splitting your time between. Literally what I said earlier is between your mommy's house and your ex-girlfriend's house. Because at that time, according to friends of Stephan Sterns, they were kind of broken up. So, but anyway, splitting his time between mommy's house and Jen's house. Wow. And he makes it sound like he's being so dutiful about this.
Is that Broward County or?
Sarasota County, I believe,
okay.
or Charlotte County, either way.
Gotcha.
It's my parents' house. They're old. They need help these days, and they got a house full of poodles, and it's chaos. So I needed to come back up here and just get away from that. Between two deaf old people yelling at each other and poodles yapping all the time, it's enough to drive anyone up a wall. Just very happy to be back here.
Did you and your wife, when you guys were looking for where did you guys look?
Me and her stayed local. It was all the rest of the family that mobilized and was beating the bushes. And
did you guys drive together or separate?
I don't think we drove anywhere when we were looking.
You didn't drive anywhere?
Not that I recall.
Did you guys go anywhere last night? Was that media?
Maybe. I think Fox 35 or something was coming.
Yeah,
If it is, let me tell him to use the paper.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Fox 35 arrived. We saw that interview together. So it's just like funny to hear them in the background, like, oh hey, like okay. Still wonder if the police, if it was their idea, because sometimes it is, oftentimes, right? Is Joe Jack alone still here? Would they have sent the media there to be like, okay, just capture this, ask them some questions. It worked out well. What was I going to say now? Forgot my train of thought there. Nope.
I don't recall.
I was going to say, interesting how he says they didn't drive at all to look for Madeline. He's like, yeah, Jen's family, they looked. And Jen alluded to the same thing of just like, oh, no, we're just staying at the house. Yeah, I don't know if they weren't allowed to, I don't think so. Which is again why I say it reminds me of Trezell and Jacqueline West, because they also like we weren't allowed to. We had to stay in the house. Was that true though? I don't know. I don't think so. So here as well, they're just like, yeah, we didn't drive. I don't recall at all. Mm-hmm.
You have to ask her if we went anywhere. I don't recall. I was so zonked out on Ativan at that point.
Okay.
She said it was a wreck. I don't.
And this would have been when?
I don't recall us going anywhere last night, but honestly, at that point, my brain was mush, and I was on so many tranquilizers to keep me stable. It's just.
You said Ativan?
Yeah.
So Ativan. Is Ativan the same name as lorazepam? Is that also known as Xanax or not? I'm just looking it up now quickly. Ativan. He says he took so many tranquilizers just to remain stable. Why? Why'd you take so many tranquilizers? Yeah, Pamela says, who uses the word tranquilizers? Apparently Stephan Sterns does. He's like, took so many, because he was just so stressed. Wow.
Yeah.
Do you usually take that, or?
Yeah, I have a prescription. I haven't needed it in a long time, though. But
what's that for?
Anxiety.
Okay.
I was having these rolling panic attacks and breaking down crying, and I just...
Oh, it got lost, sorry.
Thank you. Here you go. And,
okay, thank you. Let's not type the Xanax too much, otherwise you're just going to be like, what are these people talking about? So, but yeah, okay, so Ativan, he just took so many, he was completely out of it, he says, just to remain calm, right? 3 Vault Lady, hashtag justice for Maddie. Thank you so much for that. Okay, I'm just seeing what else you guys are saying. Let's keep going. We are at almost 31 minutes out of 43.
it was the only way I could get to sleep last night. And then again this afternoon. That's why I missed your calls. I'm sorry. So took an Ativan and conked out for a few hours. It's the only time when I'm not crying.
And I remember talking about
It's okay if I just pop down real quick.
Yeah.
When he says, is it okay if I just pop down real quick? I wonder if he's like, what is he doing now? Stretching? Popping down from where? We can't see it, obviously. This is an audio-only interview.
So we're trying to get just a good idea, times, all that stuff.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. I'm giving my best recollections. I'm not a morning person as it is. So a lot of the times are best guess.
But we know that you go up Jongyang Parkway. That's the road you usually take to take her. And then you make a left at that McDonald's, right? Which is the town loop.
You can make a left to get there either at the McDonald's or at Town Center itself. They both lead to the school.
So if you leave her at, just so you get a sense of direction, Jongyang Parkway goes northbound and southbound. So you're going northbound into Orange County, making a left at the McDonald's, which is the town loop. You said when you did drop her off at that medium, you said it was around 8:20 to 8:30ish, somewhere around that time.
Somewhere in there, yeah. It was early, but not like outrageously early,
So what would you estimate when you made a left at that McDonald's to be?
That's quite a statement too. It was early, but not outrageously early. I think that's what he literally thought that day. Like, ooh, okay, I gotta get going. Gotta cover my tracks, but like it's early, but not outrageously early. Wow.
After I dropped her off?
No, I'm saying when you dropped her off.
First left by that McDonald's.
Yeah, when you first go, that first left that you make at the McDonald's.
It had to have been around maybe 8, maybe quarter after 8, sometime in there.
Okay.
sometime between 8:15 after, I think.
All right. So just so it's, you can kind of picture it here on the map. So you're going northbound. You make a left here around like 8:10, 8:15. Let's say 8:15, around there. When you get over here, you make a U-turn, you go back to the McDonald's. But you said that she still doesn't want the McDonald's.
Still doesn't want it. She was just going to eat the Danishes that I had given her.
So you're going up here now, still northbound on Jongyang Parkway. You make a left at Town Center this time.
Town Center, then make a right onto, yes.
And then you drop her off around like
dropped her off around halfway up the road there.
Okay. So keep in mind, all of this is still northbound.
Okay.
Right? You're still northbound on Jongyang Parkway.
Northbound.
So why is your car seen going southbound at 8:10?
There it is. Now it's like, so this is all northbound, right? Yeah. Okay, so why is your car going southbound at 8:10? Let's hear your answers.
I'll show you what location it is. McDonald's is over here. At 8:10, your car is seen going southbound at this intersection. So meaning going toward Kissimmee.
I had forgotten something. I had forgotten my gate clicker. I'm sorry. I forgot. I had gone back to the house real quick after we left because I forgot my gate clicker. I actually had to go through the front gate and use my...
Damn, you can come up with lies just like that on the spot, hey? Just like, oh yeah, I forgot my gate clicker. What?
Parking pass to grab my clicker. So it was the wrong time. I'm sorry. Like I said, I was guesstimating these times. I'm not a morning person.
Okay.
So yes, we'd gone out.
How far did you get before you came back down? When you realized you forgot your clicker?
Nearly all the way to the school. And then we turned around. We had plenty of time to kill, so it was time to go back. I rushed back, got the clicker, and that's when I came back here this way.
So you guys came back here to get your clicker?
Correct.
So when we look at the cameras in the front, it's going to show you coming back in
Correct.
here with her in the car?
Yes, with her in the passenger seat,
Okay.
yes.
I know it sounds like we're asking you stupid questions, okay? We just want to verify
okay.
the times.
I'm sorry I'm not being more help. I'm not a morning person. I was half asleep as it was.
He's getting agitated. Crystal Daniel said so many things that he said stood out to me. For one, did he hurt his hand changing the tire? Or did poor Maddie fight back and cause the injury? He says he straightened up the house. Bleach? Question mark. Those are good questions. Whatever stands out to you guys as you listen to this, maybe you're going to re-listen to it, leave your comments below. Quote what he's saying so that we can see if we missed anything, right? Because I'm sure as we hear this, we're all going to pick up on certain things, and together we could really go through this interview with a fine-tooth comb.
Trying.
The clickers to get where?
Into our neighborhood.
Okay, and you forgot the clicker where?
I had forgotten the clicker here.
So how did you get in?
I was able to use my parking sticker for them to scan to let me through.
Okay. So could you not have done that after you dropped her off?
I could have, but I also like to come back in from the back gate a lot of the times, and I didn't know if I would be back right away. And sometimes they're busy up front, so it's better not to wait in a line.
What time is security usually there at the front gate?
They were there when I came through. He scanned my ticket.
So would it have not just made more sense to drop her off and come back since security's already there?
Exactly.
I don't know if it made more sense. It's just what I did.
Okay.
This is Joe says this is a really good journalistic interview from a non-law enforcement personnel. But this is law enforcement. This is a law enforcement interview. So it's interesting to hear. It's his first round of questions here. I'm like, okay. So tell us. I like how they keep going back to the map. So you were going where now? And why'd you go back? And Wow, now it's coming up with the clicker, the gate clicker.
There you go.
Oh, thank you.
Anything else that we haven't asked that you feel is important? Maybe that might help us out?
I'm sorry I'm having trouble recollecting everything.
I'm going to step away for a second.
Anything that you remember maybe she might have told you?
She didn't mention anything in particular. I made a joke about her Crocs. She wears Crocs and socks. So we were joking about that.
Would you say she's usually like a happy,
Very
go-lucky girl?
Very happy. She brings a lot of joy. She's a very good girl. It definitely doesn't feel the same around here if she's not here.
Mm-hmm. And also, just so sickening the way he's like, she's a good girl, you know? Oh, man, this guy.
She was so happy too. She was looking forward to my visit here. She was looking forward to us all being together.
I highly doubt that, especially now. She was looking forward to my visit here. I don't think so. Probably didn't want to see you.
She was just happy. She was just very happy.
Oh, wow.
I loved her like she was my own.
And is she the only child, or?
Note the past tense. I loved her like she was my own. Loved her. Wait, just go there.
She was looking forward to us all being together. She was just happy. She was just very happy.
Oh, wow.
I loved her like she was my own.
And is she the only child, or does she have siblings?
She is the only child, yes.
Do you have any kids with anyone else, or?
No.
So she's kind of...
is what we call me.
So you'd say you guys have a pretty good relationship?
Yeah. Definitely have a very strong bond.
Just dating.
But, I'm the person she goes to when her mom gets in a fight with her and she needs someone to comfort her. And
How many times we heard that from groomers, abusers? I'm the person that she goes to when she needs to be comforted. We've heard that so many times in cases like this. And they probably tell the kids that, don't worry, you can always come to me. But then it's like, it's just terrible. Oh, man.
like I'm that person for her,
How's her relationship with mom?
Good most of the time. Puberty not long ago, so she's getting the PMS mood swings, and when her mom gets them too, they butt heads, and so as well as you can expect, but otherwise very loving. Very loving. This girl knows nothing but love here in this house. She hardly ever hears the word no.
Oh my word. He says, this girl knows nothing but love here in this house. She hardly ever, what did he say? She hardly ever hears the word no. Oh man, this is so bad. This is terrible. Listen.
Good most of the time. Puberty not long ago, so she's getting the PMS mood swings, and when her mom gets them too, they butt heads, and so as well as you can expect, but otherwise very loving. Very loving. This girl knows nothing but love here in this house. She hardly ever hears the word no.
Ew. It's like she hardly ever hears the word no. Wow.
Double-edged sword that is.
How is she in school?
This is unbelievable, the things he's saying. He's like, double-edged sword, that is. Oh, really? Tell us more. Do tell us more. Wow, he's really starting to say a lot, huh? Without actually saying it. Dizzy, nice to see you. Thank you for being here. It's 4:30 in the morning. Guess I'm not sleeping tonight.
So-so. She's so-so in school.
Like grade-wise,
she's
or
doing a lot
behavior-wise?
better, though. Apparently she just made Student of the Week.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, so we're very proud of her. She's doing singing, choir, and she's sounding just amazing. She sang for me last night, and I immediately wanted to show her the movie Sister Act because of the choir singing.
Well, it couldn't have been last night, dude. This interview was on February 27th. He's like, she sang to me last night. You mean the night before? Or what do you mean? Probably never happened. He's talking crap, oh my word.
It was so pretty, it reminded me. I told her I was very proud of her.
Does she have, does she like video games, anything like that?
She does like video games, yeah. She plays Roblox, Minecraft. I think those are the two big ones that I know of.
You don't know if her to like ever have any friends on there that she talks to, anything like that?
She does. She does group chats. She does like voice chatting too on it, usually with like her cousins or her friends.
Does she though, or do you do group chats? And what kind of group chats do you do, dude?
And they'll all be playing Roblox or something, and, yelling at each other on the phone.
When's the last time you all lived together?
December.
December. Okay.
December.
And you said the reason was for your parents down there?
Yeah, going down to help them because they're getting on in age and they're making their end-of-life plans and they need someone to help out.
Can you unlock this one more time, please?
Sure.
See? So they were kind of broken up, him and Jen. So he said he last lived there in December. So what was he doing there? Around her 13th birthday, you know? Well, we know what happened, but it's just like, well, not all of it, but you know what I mean. Ending in murder? I don't think she was happy to see him at all.
I have a question.
Yes.
Sorry, are you guys done?
No, we're good.
The other detective mentioned that you did not have your phone yesterday?
Correct.
Tell me about that.
I left my phone at home in the morning too. I was so busy riding herd over to get us out the door on time that...
Amazing. He also left his phone at home. Like, wow, on the same day that all this is happening, you're literally trying to find a place to dump a 13-year-old's body. It's just so sick to think of it, to think what he's actually doing that day. And he's like, oh, I forgot my phone at home as well.
I left my phone. She left her phone.
Okay.
We both left our phones.
Did you have your phone when you went to the smoke shop?
Not the first time after I dropped her off. I was still without it. I got my phone and went back to the smoke shop.
Okay.
Later when I got home.
And then I also noticed, I was checking your call history. I noticed that you don't have anything before this morning. Is that unusual on your phone?
No, it's a new phone. Stupid. I went to do an update yesterday morning, and I don't know what the fuck. Pardon me. I don't know what the heck I did, but somehow during the massive OS update, I managed to factory reset my phone. And
there was this massive operating system update, and he just did a factory reset.
Lose all of my contacts, all my information.
Mm-hmm. What time was that? Do you remember?
Oh, sometime while I was hanging out with her, I looked at her and said, what did I just do?
Okay.
She might know better. I don't know what time it was. It was when I was here with...
Okay. I don't think I have any other questions.
Even lost all his contacts. Who are those contacts?
Do you...
I don't know where my head was yesterday. It was so far up my backside.
That's okay. We understand. In the meantime, while we're waiting for all this to get sorted out, I am going to hold on to your phone, okay? I'll give it back to you when we're done. Okay? Do you have any questions for us?
How long are you going to need my phone?
I'm not sure. I'm waiting for my supervisor to call me.
My dad. It's just my dad's using that to get a hold of me and get updates.
They can call Jen's phone.
Okay.
Did the other detective give you his business card?
I believe so.
Okay, well, here's mine in case you want it for any reason.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Do you swear that everything you told us is true?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Thanks for your time. We appreciate it. I know it's a little hectic right now. And then I know you were about to head somewhere. If you can just hang tight and refrain from going back in your car, please.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. I was actually going to move it over a spot.
No, just leave it here. It's fine. Thank you. Case number 24-11313.
Wow. Okay. So that was the audio interview. There's documents and things coming out now. Things are being released, but let's just do everything one step at a time. So today we heard the 43-minute interview. That was a law enforcement interview from February 27th, the day after Madeline was last seen alive. But yet, did anyone really see her that morning? Because I feel like she was murdered sometime in the early hours of the morning. That's also what the police said at the press conferences. You know, somewhere between when her birthday party ended. What a great day she had with her family. That's what they said. Gifts, she was there. We saw some of the birthday pictures. And what happened that night? Right? Wow. Roro said, thank you for pushing through late night. I needed this distraction and also update on this case. Yes, I will keep you guys posted as soon as we have, some more things to talk about in this case. As you know, I don't report on every single little thing, but as soon as we have enough to actually talk about and discuss and maybe analyze, then we meet again. Make sure that you are subscribed with all your notifications on, because as you can see, sometimes when it rains, it pours, right? Today was a busy day. There were many updates. I made a video for you on the Oklahoma case with the 5 suspects that are facing the death penalty. So there's a video in the video section for you to catch up on. Then we also had a Micah Miller live stream. So if you didn't see that, then go check that out as well in the replay. It's all timestamped for you already. And now we've just heard this audio interview, which, again, I'm so grateful for the news outlets. I'm always impressed when they actually publish things like that because, they've got a lot of resources, teams to get it. It's much more difficult for me as a single lady, not single, I'm married to Mr. Grizzly. I mean like a lady alone trying to, get some of these files and things sometimes, which is why I appreciate Grizzly Cat and MB Inc. so much. They help so much. Thank you also to the Grizzlies who emailed me this, this article. It's their fault, okay, but in a good way, for keeping me awake, because I was like, what? Listen to this interview. Oh my word. Sarcasm for Fun said, notice they did not say one time to him that they felt sorry for him in any way or what he was going through that was telling to it was. And you could just hear how they were just like, okay, I know, you just leave your car there. Bye-bye now. We're going to take your phone. I think they were creeped out too, right? So, if you want to, maybe re-listen to it and let me know in the comments below, like what stands out to you. I'm probably going to re-listen to it again a few times probably. So, not right now though. Now it's time for nap time and I'll see you all again very soon. Thank you so much, mods. Thank you everyone for being here. Please like and share so that others can also find this information. And I'll see you again soon. Bye everyone.